treat it like a business and not a hobby. And I really think it all comes down to burning desire. I mean, looking for people with a burning desire to change their position in life. And that was me. I was so burned out, and I knew I couldn't go on being a hygienist. And there's so many other health professionals and so many people just like that they just go to work and they take things for granted, though. They take their profession for granted. They take their health for granted. And if something was to happen to them, who would take care of them? So I think everybody really needs to build a network marketing business to really, be that nest egg that you can count on, that you can just keep working at it. And it becomes so much fun when you really start changing lives.
I totally agree with that.
I love that. And as a mom and as someone that came from a corporate background and just understanding the sacrifice and knowing that it was time for money and all of that energy going to really building someone else's dream. And so now as a couple and as a family, we can do that together and change that same blueprint for other families. It's such a beautiful thing. And we're just so grateful for you constantly leading from the front. So, we are in the age of communication where we can reach out globally with social media. But when you were building, and not that long ago, I mean, even when the founding executives were here, there wasn't all of this technology. I mean, Zoom is brand new. We didn't have this just a year and a half, 2 years ago. So it was wildly different in terms of leverage and that global reach. And you had to master that art of connection. Can you share with us how?
Well, it's so true. When you realize what you have at your fingertips nowadays, it's a different world. But I truly believe no matter what time you're building, if it was when I was building, 20 years ago, or you're building right now, we all have to master the art of connecting. It doesn't change.
Mm-hmm.
If social media was to go away, what would you do? You'd be taking away, the tool that you have. So you have to teach your people how to connect, how to relate to people. And there's nothing more powerful than the human voice, the energy and the passion that comes through with the voice. So I think it's so important that people learn to connect with people. And that's the fun part. It's building relationships. It's meeting new people. It's finding out what they want. What are their dreams? What are they looking for? And you're just showing them how Isagenix may be able to fulfill that. And it's not for everybody. And so, you're just offering. And so mastering the art of connection for me was practice. Practice made perfect. I was horrible. I was a disaster in the beginning. I mean, I remember having these scripts and then, I kind of used them as my cheat sheet notes. And then I got better after I did it 100 times. And after I did it 200 times and 300 times. And everybody goes, well, how do you do that? Because I've done it so many times. Yeah. And it becomes part of your DNA. It just becomes natural. And you just learn how to connect with people. It's finding out what they want, what is missing from their life, and really having a genuine concern for people is the key. And not being a salesperson. It's just you have a gift. And this gift is something so special that you're offering it to someone. And not everybody's going to take it. And that's okay. And you can't get attached to that. It's just like offer. Some will, some won't. Someone's waiting for you to tell them. And you never, ever know who that person is. The biggest mistake I made in the beginning was prejudging. I prejudged people. I thought they wouldn't be interested. They already make, multiple six-figure income, but they were the ones that were the most interested. It was really amazing. They would know how to leverage their time. They knew how to do a lot of things. So connecting is just really, making a relationship with people. It's creating a new friend. And that's what it's about.
Well, I love that you said fun.
Yeah, it is fun. It is the fun part.
A whole bunch of fun.
Well, you kind of already talked and touched on the next question, but, a lot of times, and especially, just when we get into mentoring mode, we find that most people get so caught up in the what to say. And we're always really sharing with them, kind of take that robotic scripted nature off of there and share from your heart. So in interest of that topic and the company's intention of you share, how would you teach others to effectively communicate that vision?
Well, I think you need to really get it down, the Isagenix story and your story. And you need to keep it short. I mean, some people just talk too much. And so when you talk too much, it goes right over their head. But, I would say that connecting is is really the fun part. And it's asking people questions. It's finding out what they want, what's missing from their life. And to be able to sum up the Isogenic story, me something like this, if I was talking to you, I'd say, wow, I'm so glad to see you again. I haven't seen you for a long time. What you've been up to? Then, you're going to tell me, you just had a new baby, you just got a new house, all those things. And then sure enough, you're going to ask me what I've been up to. And I'd say, look, I am so excited. I started my own business with a company called Isogenics, and it's really changing my life physically and financially. This company has solutions for weight loss, energy, performance, healthy aging, and wealth creation. I don't know if this is something you might be interested in, but I thought that I'd give you a little bit of information on it if you're interested. So it's really, not assuming that I'm going to be interested in, because if you talk to me about weight loss, I probably wouldn't be interested. But if you talked about energy, wealth creation, healthy aging, I'd say, well, tell me more about it. But it's really being able to tell the Isogenic story in a powerful way that, intrigues people, that gets people interested. And it's sharing that with passion, that you're associated with this company that's one of the fastest growing companies. You're so excited because it's really changing people's lives physically and financially. And that might be enough right there. And then just be quiet and let them respond. And then they'll say, well, tell me more. Because we keep talking and then people, they can't hear you anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think it's just really showing your enthusiasm and sharing a short soundbite, then stop talking and let them ask you another question.
Yeah.
Yeah, and not get attached, because it may not happen in that initial transaction, right? It could be down the road where they start watching you and observing and kind of creeping in your life a little bit more to see that it's not just a flash in the pan. And that's why it's so important to not quit, to always do this and to always continue evolving your story.
Yeah. We found if you do open your ears long enough and you really listen with intention, right? And because sometimes we get ahead of ourselves and we're already thinking of that next thing we want to say. But if you just take a deep breath, relax, and you listen with intention, most of the time that person's going to say 3 or 4 things that automatically, like, yep, I can plug Isogenics in there, I can plug it in there, and I can plug it in there. So yeah, you're right. I love that advice. Just listen and be calm and talk less than them.
That's right. And then, what I would say too is, ask them questions. The magic is in asking people questions. So if I hadn't seen you in a while, I said, what have you been up to? How are your careers going? And then you would share, most people complain about their careers. I haven't had a promotion. I haven't had a raise. I'm overworked. I'm overtaxed. And then that's your opportunity to say, are you open to taking a look at something that could really be different? And just like that, are you open to taking a look at something that could change that? And if they're not open, then, you don't need to talk anymore. But they'll say, well, what is it? We'll say, look, let me introduce you. And then you could take them into one of your Facebook groups or whatever you do, or you could introduce them to a tool. But I always say, are you interested in taking a look? Just because, you want to see where they're dissatisfied and try to meet them where they are.
Yeah.
What I wanted to note for those that are watching is the level of conviction. Now, clearly you're convicted because you're the owner of the company, and that's part of it, right? But their posture and their confidence is going to lead to that conviction. And I think oftentimes so many people, especially so new, that are so passionate and really want to enroll people in this, they work more on the side of convincing than they do on the side of convicting. And so you've done such a beautiful job of illustrating that because you've done it for so long. And that's what practice does. It's like a muscle. You're developing something over and over again, but you really have to have that belief and that level of conviction. So it was so simple what you said, but I'm convinced because of how convicted you are. And I love that.
That's it. It's confidence. It's posture. It's your posture. The people will feel it. It's like when you say something, people want to listen because you are so confident in your posture, you believe. And so, people will be more interested. If you say, well, you're wishy-washy, it's not going to come across right. You got to be so strong in your belief that it just comes across and people want to find out more. And you don't have to give it to them all at once. You can just say, we can set up a time, we can talk later, or whatever it is, or I can put you in my Facebook group, you can take a look, and then I'll touch base with you tomorrow and see what you think.
Yeah.
Love that.
I mean, if you're all in with your confidence, you said it exactly. You're wishy-washy. You gain nothing by going in halfway, because, you know, whether it's a preacher or a politician or whoever's leading, nobody wants somebody to go up there and say, I think I can help you. They want you to say, this is what I can do for you, and I'm confident in it. So be bold, guys. You heard it. Be bold. And that's what happens. So that's connecting with sometimes what we call your warm market, the people that are your friends and you're familiar with. And you gave me some great advice earlier. We were talking about people travel a lot. You know, we roam. Sometimes we just travel to the other side of our own city. Sometimes it's a mall. Sometimes we go on vacations and we go to other places, even if we're working. And you gave me some great advice about when you're out, because I had thought maybe business cards were a thing of the past, but can you share with me some of the connecting tools you use in a cold market?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I think that, you know, I know Facebook is most people's business card. People go to their Facebook pages to see who they are. You know, I do it all the time. But I still think that, you know, once you connect with someone, if you could hand them a card, you know, it could be something very simple. It could have your Facebook page on it, you have your phone number, some information. But let's say I was out and I had just met you casually and you said, well, what are you here for? Or, you know, why are you in town? I said, look, I'm opening my business here. I'm looking for some business partners that I want to expand in this area. Do you know anybody that's looking for a part-time business? And then they're going to say, well, what is it? You know? So, I mean, it's just keeping it real simple. I'm expanding my business. That's why I'm here. I'm looking to make some connections with people that are interested, you know, in their own business. And, you know, that's why I'm here. And hand them your card. And then set an appointment if they're interested. And they're going to say, well, what is it? And then you can just give your short spiel, you know, about the company, and then send them to your Facebook page or set a time to talk to them. I mean, there's so many times that you're going to run into new people and you have to have something really quick to give them, to hand them. And I always put my picture on it because I thought they would remember me. So I had my picture on my business card. And back then, you know, we didn't have Facebook and all that stuff, but just keep it real simple. Don't put all this garbage on it, but your picture, your phone, your Facebook, your email, your contact information. Look, I'm looking for some business partners. I'm going to be opening up this area. So if you know anybody, let me know. You might not think of them right now, and you're hoping they're going to say, well, tell me about it.
Right.
And that's one way.
And if they do ask, so tell me more about it. A lot of people are, you know, the average person would think that you're hiring or that you're expanding your company and you're looking for new employees. So when you're getting them to take a look, when you talk about that Isagenix vision and taking them to the next step, what would be your advice in terms of a proper way to segue from that friendly connection conversation to getting them to take a look without turning them away from their idea of a network marketing company?
Well, you know, the other thing you can just say, you know, after you've made that connections, have you ever heard of Isagenix? I mean, I can't tell you how many times I ask that question. It's a simple question. You know, you go into a new city, have you ever heard of Isagenix? And most people are going to say no. Well, I am so excited. I'm working with this company and it's changed my life physically and financially. I'm looking for some business partners that want to join me. So it's really keeping it simple. And, you know, there's nothing to be ashamed of with network marketing. You should be so proud that you're in network marketing. It is the best kept secret there is. So, you know, you have to have that confidence too about the industry, because a lot of people, that's what they're afraid of. They're afraid that they're going to say, oh, is it one of those pyramids things, or it's one of those? And you just need to be able to respond really quickly. No, this is a very, very dynamic business. It's direct selling. And, you know, the bottom line is you can create a great residual income for yourself and your family by referring people to our products, and they refer people to the products, and they refer people to the products. It's just keeping it really, really simple and not getting convoluted.
Yeah. You know, when you were talking about whether it's your warm market or your cold market or people you don't know, you know, I think a good point that you're making is you have to be a catalyst for conversation. You know, so many times we'll find ourselves in a line somewhere, and what do we do is we look at our phones. We're trying to pass time, and that's a perfect opportunity to meet new people. Or sometimes, you know, in a business transaction, if you're buying something at the mall, you give them the money, they give you the product. But if you're a catalyst for conversation, you just take it that one step further. And you just try and create that bond with them. And then maybe that leads to, hey, you know what, check this out. It's just that one extra step. If we pick our heads up out of our devices and we go out sometimes out of the house with intention. So I think that's my next question to you is to go out with intention daily, you know, and that's really a key to keeping your business growing and thriving.
It's so true. You have to have the intention of talking to new people every single day. You need to book it in your calendar. You need to get out of the house, because a lot of times what happens is we get behind our computer, we get behind the Facebook, we get behind the emails, and we don't get out and connect. So you need to book it into your calendar and get out and connect to people and make a goal to talk to 3 people a day. It's really not that hard. I mean, you could do it in your daily activities. You can ask your people for referrals that you do business with. I mean, everybody goes to, the dry cleaner, they go out to dinner, they go to the dentist, they go to their hygienist, they go to all these people. And, it's a good time to ask for referrals, and referrals. I built so many of my businesses through referrals by asking people with a great business savvy, like my chiropractor. I simply say to him, wow, I'm so impressed with you. I complimented him. I said, I am so impressed with the practice you built. It's really amazing. And then I let it sink in and let him feel it instead of talking too much. And he goes, oh yeah, thank you. And I said, look, I just started my own business. Maybe you might know some people. Do you know anybody that's looking to improve their health, or anybody that's looking to make an additional income stream? And I can't tell you how many people that I said that to, and I can't tell how many doors opened up for me, people that you do business with. And compliment people that deserve to be complimented. You are picking your team. So many people go out and they just ask anybody. You are selecting people. And you're looking for the right ones. And I always look for people that were smiling, that were happy, that were upbeat, because those are the kind of people that, you want in your business. Mm-hmm. And so, and people that are successful, look for people that are already successful and can leverage. And that's how I met Rod. That's how I met Rod Hairstone, was through a referral, by asking them, a chiropractor that. And I met my strongest leg in my organization from a dentist that I got from someone else, by asking my best friend. I hadn't seen her in a while. I said, gosh, I know you know everybody. And, I just started my own business, and, maybe you can help me. That was a line I always used to use. Maybe you can help me. This is for warm market people. And I said, look, I've started my own business. I'm looking for some entrepreneurial people that are interested in health that might want to make an additional income stream. And she said, oh my gosh, my friend Bill, you've got to call him. And I said, will you call him and tell him that I'm going to give him a call? And he said, yes. I met him for coffee. He joined, and he became the strongest leg in my organization.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, just by asking my friend, because I knew she wasn't going to do it, but she eventually came in under him. But how some people might not do it, but they know everybody in town. So that's a way. Another thing that I did is I joined every single group that I could, because we moved a lot. And so I would join the newcomers group. I would join the chamber for small business owners, and it's under $100, and you have access to all their people and their events. And you're just going out and socializing and trying to meet someone. I used to, I contacted a lot of the people that I did business with too, and got referrals out of them. But, groups, there's so many of them. There's BNI, and there's BNIs everywhere. You just have to be resourceful. You have to get out there and connect with people, go to events, go to a new gym, go to a new yoga place. I mean, you're going to meet people.
So much value in what you just said, and so many things. The one thing that you said that I did want to go back to real quick, because it's so subtle, but I think was such a great point, is when you give somebody a compliment, you kind of let it marinate, you just put it out there, and then just be quiet. Sometimes the slower the conversation, throw that really sincere, beautiful compliment out there, and then just let it marinate, and then let them speak. And it kind of just pushes that thing along, because we all know sometimes the faster we talk, the more tangled we get. Yeah. So if we slow that down, and the asking for referrals, that's something in our business I think we tend to forget about the quickest, is wait, what aren't we doing? What aren't we doing? Going back to the basics, guys, is we're not asking for referrals. Yeah. And then it leads into the next part. So for the business builders out there, the people that have maybe been in for a little bit, it's hard to stay in that, and I know how you're going to answer this, I think, but it's hard to stay in that mode where you're constantly looking for new customers. People get into what they call management mode, and they want to sit back and manage their team and do calls and stuff. But I know you're very passionate, and you always remind us it's so important, no matter what level you're at, to bring new customers into your organization.
Yeah, well, it's when are you the happiest, both of you?
When you're enrolling.
Yeah, I didn't answer your call because I was enrolling someone. You guys understand? I'm like, Kathy Coover's call. I cannot answer that right
You got to enroll them. And so that's a clue.
Yeah.
And so, but you know, as your teams get bigger, you know, you have time management is so important. You need to help, you know, work with your team. You need to do the calls. You need to inspire people. You need to teach them things. But you need to block out time that you're going to connect with people, that you're going to meet new people. I mean, you could just go out for a walk, you know, with your two beautiful girls, and people are going to stop you and they're going to, you know, say something to you. And then that's your chance. They go, we're so excited. We get to work from our home and be with our beautiful girls. And they'll go, what do you do? You know, because who doesn't want to do that? I mean, it's just having quick little lines.
I don't know either if you have that intention that like you said, the right people will come into your organization. If you conduct yourself with what you believe in, and it's congruent in your social media and it's congruent in your conversations, there's a ripple effect. And I think the right people will find you. It's amazing how many people come into our life and find us simply because we're putting out that healthy, wealthy kind of let's do our own thing type of vibe. And that has a feel to it. Like you said, confidence has a sound and has a feel.
Yeah. And you said something just now that a lot of people probably ask. So before I give you the last question, you said, what do you do? And so many people get caught up in this. And we have a multitude of answers. And sometimes we'll say we're transformational coaches, or we're executive partners with a health and wellness company called Isogenics that's expanding globally. And, you know, so we talk, depending on who our audience is, obviously, there's ways that you can, I wouldn't say, I guess, format it or customize it, but you don't want to manipulate the conversation because you want to remain genuine and you also don't want to be salesy. So when someone says to a network marketer, would you suggest they say they do?
Well, you know, it depends, like you said, on the situation. You know, it just depends who that person is. You know, there's so many different things. I help people, you know, like say, what do you do for a living? Well, I'm helping people get physically fit and also create a great income from working from their home. You know, and who wouldn't want that? I mean, people don't want to really hear too much about weight loss just because, you know, especially if they're overweight, they don't want to hear it. But I help people get physically fit, and I also help people create an income from their home. I mean, it could be something as simple as that, or I help people. I mean, I had so many lines. I used to say, I teach people how to make money. And people go, what is that? You know, it just depends where I was, you know, and what mood you're in. So what are you up to? Well, I'm changing people's lives physically and financially with my own home-based business. I am so excited about it. It is changing people. You know, it's just that conviction. They don't even hear what you say, but, you know, it's just, I always talked about both the product and the business because, you know, I was looking for business builders, and a lot of people get really hung up into the product, which is fine. It's good. You know, people, a lot of times they don't want to hear about the other stuff, but then, you know, if you ask everybody that's coming to Isogenics, they came in for the products, but they stay because they want to build the business. So, but I never had a product like Isogenics. I had a strong business, so I was very business focused.
You mentioned the word excitement, and I like that. Fun and excitement. Those are my trigger words. So, you know, there's so many things coming out without giving anything away. But what is Kathy Coover most excited about?
Oh my gosh, there's so many things, but you know, we have a lot of things happening in June and July, and what I could tell you is that you all need to get your celebration ticket. I think we have 1,800 tickets left, so I would get your celebration ticket so you can qualify for a big promotion that we have coming up. But you know, I'm excited about the global expansion right now. You know, it's been amazing to watch what's happened the last few days with the launch of the UK. To see all the lives that we're going to be changing over there. It really inspires us. It's gotten everybody fired up, everybody motivated. I truly believe it's going to be one of our biggest home runs. And I'm excited too about expanding in the United States, deeper into every state. We haven't even scratched the surface.
No.
So it's just amazing. I'm excited about our new products coming out at Celebration. I can't wait for you to see them. Experience. I'm excited that Tony Robbins is coming. It's been one of my dreams to bring him to all of you. And it's just like, wow, I can't even believe it's happening. It's just like unbelievable. So there's so many things to be grateful. I'm grateful I'm going to be a grandma pretty soon.
Yeah.
I know. I'm waiting for the new princess to be born.
Oh, that's amazing. So blessed. Do you want to take
So
some
just,
time for a question? Or two?
well, one thing, you've given us incredible advice, and I know you have to go here soon, and everything that you've shared is so valuable. But if you had one thing that you would like to share to end this, or perhaps send them out this week before our next call next Thursday with the Kirkpatricks.
Well, I would say, what I would share with you is, go out there and have the confidence, and just, you have to be a little bit brave. You have to, come out of your skin a little bit and connect with a whole bunch of people. Make a commitment. Connect with 10 people this week. You can do it. You got to stretch yourself. The reason I went to the top of 3 companies is I stretched myself every single day.
Yes.
I challenged the status quo. I said, I'm going to do this. And I connected with a lot of people. And, it was so much fun. And then, you connect with people, then you follow up, you follow through. So I would be getting a lot of people in the pipeline right now, because we're getting closer to June 1st. And there's going to be a big announcement. Get a lot of people in the pipeline. You just can't wave a magic wand when June 1st comes and this big special thing's coming, and it's going to happen. You need to be putting people in the funnel right now, because it takes time to follow. It takes time for them to ask the questions. So I would be connecting with as many people as possible, and sharing the isogenic story as many times as you can, and getting your team sharing the isogenic story as many times as you can. And another thing I would like to say in closing is, whoever put you on this call tonight, I would like you to text him back and say, I'm in, I'm committed. I want to be one of your 5 key people. I want to be the ones that are going to go for executive. I'm going to rock and roll to executive. I'm going to qualify for executive. Yes. I mean, you are going to rock and roll. You're going to qualify for executive. You have to have that mindset. Print out that chart. Have it, everywhere. Put goals everywhere. Go executive. Put it all over the house. So everywhere you walk, you're going to see it, and it's going to make you take action. So, but let the person who put you on this call to, I'm committed. I'm in. I want to work with you. I want to be executive. You need to know who your people are, who are the ones you're going to work with, because you only have time really to work with 5 really solid builders. And that's just the way it is. That's the number. So, I want to thank you, both of you, for your commitment and all you're doing, but just go out and connect with people. Ask for 5 referrals this week. Go out and ask for referrals. Maybe someone that said no to you. It's okay. So look, I thought of you, and I know you know everybody, and I know isogenics might not be for you, but do you know anybody? Can you give me any referrals? Do you know anybody that's looking to improve their health? Anybody that's looking to create a secondary income? And a lot of people, the door will open. They'll give you referrals of other people, their sister, their brother, and timing is everything. It really is. And sometimes it's not the right time for people, but sometimes the light bulb goes on. And remember, it takes 7 times to follow up with someone, usually to get them to say yes. So, that's a clue. So what is it today? It's May 19th. 18th. And we have a couple more weeks in May, and then we have a couple big promotions coming. So start filling the pipeline, start connecting with people, and have fun when you're doing it. It is a lot of fun to go out there and connect.
Yeah, we're so blessed to have you and your energy and your expertise. In our group here, in our rock and roll group, when June comes, our physical challenge that we're asking people in the rock and roll group is simple. It's just to break a sweat every day for 30 days in a row, and watch how your body changes. Because anybody can do that, no matter what you're into. If you can walk, you can break a sweat. And really, I know that we are a science-based company based on solid principles and products that work. So I know when we have the mindset that you just gave us with the business, and when we're all in motion, physically in motion, moving our bodies every day. And we talk about momentum as a company. We talk about 1,000 people being on this call, and especially with network marketing, what momentum means. It's our firm belief that within the next 5 years, that everybody will be supplementing their diet in some way with a meal replacement or with supplements, because I just think people are so busy that that's the way it's going. So it's not a matter of if they're going to do it, it's with what company. And I believe it's ours. Our company is the one.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Kathy.
Oh, thank you.
It's good concert to go to. How fitting that you're going to a concert on the
rock and roll.
Inaugural rock and roll.
Yes. We got our guitar back there.
We got our Led Zeppelin guitar.
Oh, wow. Oh, very cool.
Journey,
I love it.
Don't stop believing.
Well, thank you for all you do. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Give Jim our love. Have the best time tonight. I mean,
Okay.
chat is insane. Facebook's insane right now. My phone's blowing up with the 5 people that want to be held accountable to executives. So you fired this team up company wide. Thank you for always being a one team leader. Thank you so much.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you for all you do. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Give your girls a big hug for me.
We will. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. All right, everybody.
Woo!
I hope that you go home or leave your house or wherever you have to go and do exactly what she said.
Connect with 10 people.
We are fired up just from hearing Kathy right now. She's just a tremendous leader. She just brings it no matter where she goes, and the conviction that she has is a prime example of all you need to do. She's genuine, she's convicted on who she is, and she's confident about where she's going, and she's crystal clear about all of it. And when you're that clear, no one can say no to you. And even if they do, it's just because they're too overwhelmed with their own life to even see what's in front of them. So we're so tremendously grateful to her and what she's given our family. We're grateful for all of you for showing up big tonight. I mean, we've maxed out the lines in literally seconds. I know Facebook Live is being fed right now. We recorded it for all of you. It's our encouragement that you watch this again and again and again. And we're going to have encores, okay? So all week before week 2 with Jeremy and Tanya Kirkpatrick, we're going to have encores from other leaders. So you're going to see different leaders coming in here and popping in on a live or a quick video or a post, sharing kind of and expanding off of what Kathy shared with you tonight on the you share. You should all be in you share mode right now, because like she said, June is going to be a huge initiative for you and for the company. And you don't do that starting June 1st. That's the biggest problem most people have, is they plan, learn, and then never do and execute when it's time. And I know we've been guilty of that as leaders as well. So start planting your seeds now, because the cultivation is what's going to bring the harvest that you're looking for. And oftentimes you get really impatient with that. So, David?
I'm excited, guys. And, I'm about, like, when Kathy says excitement and says fun, that's what gets my blood going. When we talk rock and roll, that's what gets my blood going. But I'm also excited about connecting. The one thing I think, if we could take away so many nuggets, what she said, but confidence. Yeah. That woman is resolute.
For sure.
And if you can just steal, borrow, or mimic just a little bit of her confidence this week and going into June, July, this summer, every time you get ready to step outside of your house, every time you get ready to pick up that phone, go back and remember what you just saw from Kathy Coover, because she's like that all the time. Mm-hmm. She is energy and enthusiasm and confidence on fire. And we all have the ability. She's a special woman, but she's not any different than any of us. We all have the ability to do that. The question is, are we going to tap into that?
Yeah.
Are you going to tap into your confidence and take it to the next level? And maybe it takes rock and roll. Maybe it takes a little bit of the electric guitar or some drum to get you going, whatever it takes. Kathy says in the morning, she gets in her car and just jams on the radio. Mm-hmm. That's why we thought rock and roll would be a great segue for the momentum, is because turn it up.
Yeah.
Turn up the volume on your business. Turn up the volume on your body, and let's do it.
Yeah. At a concert, what are you doing? You are in state when you are at a concert. When music is playing, you are in state. When you are moving your body, you are in state. And when you are in state, in motion, electrifying your thoughts, electrifying your intention, electrifying your actions, that's when your business will be in state. But it comes and it starts with you. You're the one variable. We all have access to the same products and the same compensation plan. So it really comes down to you. Are you willing to be in state? Are you willing to go out there and market to people and stand with that conviction and confidence, which takes practice? Like a muscle, you have to work it. You have to get good at it. Sometimes it's going to fall out of your mouth and it's going to sound horrible, but you can't be attached to that one incidence. There are too many people out there right now on their knees praying for help, walking around in quiet desperation, in need of what we have. We are rocking and rolling to executive. Every single one of you, no matter where you are, whether you're an associate or you're an executive going for another time, it is time for you to be in action. We want to give Isagenix back the gift they have given us. that is all for us to take. The reset is here for you. You have a deadline to hit it. For those of you that are brand new, you still have 6 months from the time that you became an associate. But for the rest of us, we have 8 weeks. And we want to make this the best 8 weeks the company has seen as we lead up to celebration.
If we have roughly 6,000 people in this group and everybody went out and connected with 10 people this week,
Imagine.
that's a big number.
Imagine what we're doing for Isogenics. So
let's get out there and do it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Stay up to date with the notifications in the group. They are blowing up on this end here. We've approved everyone we're going to approve at this point. So we have to focus on bringing you training and encores, and we're going to keep it clean. So you guys, I'm glad that you've all agreed to be here. We're super excited to watch you advance. Make sure you rock on your teammates and encourage them. Party on Wayne.
Party on Garth.
Party on Garth.
All right.
Rock and roll. Let's go, baby.